Okay, so here we are in the Rand Mountains. It's Friday afternoon, about 3:15 on November 9th, and you just pan around here. The students are standing here all bundled up. It's a little bit of a cool breeze blowing, and we're starting our three-day mapping excursion here to try to understand the Rand thrust. There's Mike McAtee. He's helping with all the logistics, and we got Logan here, Celia, Andrew McClarty, who we have over here. There's Josh, and then there's Sean and Susan Perez. Yeah, let's just get a little view down here to the valley. We just drove up Route R20 past this quarry in the Rand Schist. Out there in the distance is Fremont Peak, and we're just going to take a quick traverse up to the west, southwest here, walk up over this ridgeline and get a good handle on what the section of rocks has to show us. Okay, so this is the first outcrop of the day. Sitting down here, looks like Logan studying it intently. And I think there's something here that we can measure. You guys want to tell me what you're seeing here? What kind of rock is this, for one? Let me zoom in on it. There we go. We're going to take a GPS point on it. Anybody want to comment on this rock? Igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary? Andrew says metamorphic. What else can you say? If it's metamorphic, is there a structure that we can measure here? Look at right here in the sun here. Yeah, there we go. There's a pretty good structure. Back out of it. Yeah, do you guys agree that this rock is foliated?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, and the foliation is defined by what?
Striations.
Okay, what kind of minerals are defining the foliation?
Elongated phyllite.
Elongated something. Okay. I can see we're going to all practice our rock identification
really
skills here.
So
yeah, it's relatively weathered, but you see there's a planar structure.
Oh, there's muscovite.
Yep. Celia. Okay, there you go. Muscovite. The main mineral that's causing this rock to have a schistosity is the muscovite. So, guess what the name of this rock is? This is the Rand Schist. Okay. Now somebody hold this up so you can show me what the foliation is doing. Just, or yeah, there you go. Just show me what we got here. We'll get a good shot of the foliation. All right. So the foliation is dipping what direction?
Southwest.
All right, towards the southwest. Okay, so here we are, almost at the top of this little ridge line. You can see right here's the ridge crest. We got another pretty decent outcrop of the Rand Schist right here. Looks like Andrew's taking a strike and dip on that. There we go. It looks like it's dipping in a similar fashion as it was previously. What did you get there, Andrew?
It's a little steeper. We're looking at 38 degrees to southwest.
Okay, what was the strike?
The strike is north 88 degrees.
North 88 west?
Yeah.
And 38 degrees to the southwest. Okay, so those points aren't too far apart. What did you get, Josh?
I got striking east-west.
Okay.
With a dip, like 48 to the south.
48?
Yeah.
Okay, that's reasonable. So you're going to get some variation in the foliation orientation here. But those are very close in terms of their strike, and some fluctuation in the dip. All right, so now we're going to walk over this ridge line and see Okay, so now we've come over the ridge line. We're on the south side of it. It's a little bit more windy on this side. And we've discovered a new rock unit here. We're going to call this, well, it's a carbonate, metamorphosed carbonate. So what would that be in terms of a metamorphic rock? Marble, yeah, so this is our marble unit. And Drew just took a strike and dip on it. Can you repeat what you got there? Drew?
It was north, 86 degrees, or 66, or 66 west, dipping 43 to the southwest.
Okay. How does that compare with what we just had on the ranchist?
Similar dip.
Yeah, and similar, you know, still dipping to the southwest. It's, you know, the strikes and dips are going to vary, but just from those three measurements, you could say that this marble is resting structurally above the ranchist. And the ranchist is just right over here on the hillside behind us. We just came down off the cliff here, off the ridgeline. So this is all ranchist behind us, and it's dipping underneath this marble unit. Okay, so now we've moved a little bit farther to the south, and we're standing up on another little ridge line here, and the rock is totally different from that marble we were looking at before. Notice it's got a greenish color to it, and we're kind of noticing that there's the texture is pretty hammered. Been a lot of chloride and epidote alteration, but you can still see residual plutonic texture in this rock unit. So we're going to classify this as a different unit. Somebody have a piece of it they can hold up to me that get it. Oh, Susan's got one right here. Yeah, let's hold it in the sun. There we are. Oh yeah, okay, actually that's pretty good. That shows the plutonic texture. Let me zoom in on it a little bit. Alright, excellent. Yeah, we got it in the sun there. Yeah. Okay, so that's a good one to pass around to the class actually. It's pretty convincingly plutonic protolith. And then you see that little strip of little vein of epidote and quartz going through it right in the bottom. Excellent, good example. Okay, so we're gonna make this our last stop here. I'm gonna give you guys the coordinates, and then we're gonna get out of the wind and find a place to camp. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, so here it is about what 4:45 in the evening. And there's a frenzy of activity around here because it's time to set up camp. There's a view off to the south and east at Fremont Peak. And then, well, there's Josh's tent. And let's see, whose tent is this right here? That's Logan's tent. And this looks like Celia's.
It's us.
Yes,
All right.
We're gonna be cozy.
All right, excellent. There we go. Anyway, you can see we've arranged the vehicles in a nice little semicircle to hopefully block as much of the wind as possible. Notice it's windy a little bit here. Over here is Susan's tent, sitting in front of Susan's Nissan Frontier. And Drew's setting up a windbreak.
Good.
There we go, that looks good.
Right there.
I actually have a couple of poles you could use if you're interested.
Looks like it's going to work.
Excellent. And then over here, next to the van, we got the kitchen. There's the kitchen, and there's right over downwind from the kitchen we have the campfire. There we go. So the fire's we got it started here. We're going to get a good set of coals so we can start cooking our burgers for the evening. Anyway, things are sort of taking shape. It's a little bit breezy, but it doesn't look like it's terrible. We're hoping the wind doesn't pick up this evening. Right now it's probably about 40 degrees. Well, okay, it's now about 5 o'clock. Things are starting to get a little bit dark here. Things are taking shape pretty nicely. Rob just showed up at this instant here with his Nissan, I forget, Titan. I think it's a Titan. Anyway, you can see there's some clouds off to the west coming in over the transverse ranges. The remnants of a storm that's been running through Southern California. And then we swing around over here to the right. The tents are pretty much set up. Pretty nice camp. And let's see, oh, the campfire is taking good shape here. Let's zoom in on it here. All right, so you can see we got a brand new grill we're going to try out. We threw it on to burn the whatever the paint or Teflon is that they coated with. Want to make sure we burn that off. And then right down in the foreground, there's our charcoal pit. Gonna light the charcoal here momentarily. So yeah, there we have the rest of the vehicles. So we're gonna pan around here to the right. There's the kitchen and the new Cal Poly 12-passenger van. So we're in pretty good shape. Starting to get pretty chilly, but looks like we got the windbreak set up pretty nicely, and we're doing the best we can given the conditions. Does anybody want to say anything to the camera?
Glad to be out in the field again.
Yeah.
All right.
Was it the first
Yeah, it is good.
field trip for the grad program?
This is the first time I've camped out since the structural geology trips last winter quarter, I believe. So it's about time.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll sign off for now. Okay, so here we are on Saturday morning, about 7 o'clock. We've been up for about... Okay, so we're going to try this again. The battery died while I was shooting that last little clip because it was so cold. But here we are, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and we're all getting ready to map. We've had a nice hot breakfast. Let me just zoom in here. There's what's left of the fire, and students are getting prepared to do some geological mapping. There's Drew over here setting up his map. There's Sean looking at the map. And Celia and Susan are sitting over here. There we go. What they're doing is we're going to plot up the points that we collected yesterday and get those located on the map. That's our start. And then we're basically going to walk from here, return to the camp about noon for lunch. Pretty nice Joshua tree in the background. And, well, let's see. It looks like there's a little bit of cloud cover coming in, but nothing too serious. Okay, so here we are. We've been out mapping for about 20 minutes, and we have a exposure of the plate 3 granite diorite, kind of green colored rock exposed in this prospect pit. So we're just plotting up its location here. It's a nice place to sit out of the wind. Wind is starting to pick up a little bit. Pretty chilly. It's probably about 40 degrees out. But where we're going to go from here is we're going to walk around to the northwest, up onto this ridge line, and see what kind of rocks we have exposed up there. Okay, so we're back in camp. It's about 10 after 4 on Saturday afternoon, and we came back a little early so we could rig up this windbreak over here, because the winds are now, instead of blowing out of the west and northwest, they're blowing out of the north. That's that direction there. And anyway, we're hoping that this will stay up at least long enough for us to cook dinner.
Or not catch fire.
Anyway, we just started our fire here. Students are warming up a little bit. It was kind of chilly working today, but since we're here and we got all this food we need to cook, that's what we're going to do. Let me come around this way and get a view. Oh, there's the rest of the guys there. And then here's the rest of our camp. There we go. And this is a view from the south looking to the northeast here. Check out our fire here. So it looks like we found a sign that we're gonna turn it the other way so we can read it. There we go.
It's cold.
So this is another sign that we can add to the collection for the student computer lab. So there's our pile of firewood in here. Let's zoom in on that. There we go. Zoom in on the fire. Yeah, so actually we burned about a third of the firewood. Well, about a little between a third and half last night, so we got a good supply for tonight. So after we get these coals going, we're going to cook our carne asada and pollo asada and have some really fine burritos. All right, let's sign out for now. Okay, so the sun's about to set, and we got a view out here to the southeast towards Fremont Peak. You can see the 4 tents lined up here. Looks like it's still a little bit breezy out. Here, let me zoom in on Fremont Peak. There we go. Check that out. That's a nice looking mountain out there. And the other thing that's encouraging, see if you look off a little bit farther to the south of southeast, there's only a couple of tiny little clouds coming in over the transverse ranges. So we're hoping that this storm is passing through, and maybe tomorrow it'll be a little bit less breezy. Okay, so here we are on Sunday morning about 8:30, and the wind has finally calmed down. We had a relatively pleasant evening and rest last night. Students have broken down their tents, except for Mike's tent over here. And we're looking forward to a productive morning of mapping on the Rand Thrust.
Clean the back window between the camper and the cap.
Oh, yeah.
We need something in there to.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Real big trying to back
So
it
we're
up.
standing around here waiting for instructions for the morning's exercise. All right, so the plan here is we're going to map from here and recover some information from places we missed yesterday, and then we're gonna map towards the west, basically. Maybe go up over the divide,
Colorado River, we just take buckets, and go up in camp and do the thing.
and then we're gonna return here at noon for lunch. It looks like you guys are pretty well packed up, so.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looks like a pretty pleasant morning. The wind is almost completely gone.
Nice. Yeah.
So the plan is to get a lot done in a short amount of time. All right, so we're back at the cars. It's about 12:30 or so. Everybody's hungry again. Making sandwiches. Let's zoom in here and see what we got going on. All right, various sandwich makings happening, and we've had a really good morning in the field. The wind is still behaving. Our windbreak looks like we don't need it anymore.
Just took the knife and scooped it out.
Just zoom around here. There we go. This is our improvised kitchen.
It's quite fancy.
Over here we got Drew and Logan munching on a sandwich. A few Joshua trees in the distance. Susan had to take off early, so we have a gap where her vehicle was. Everybody seems to be in pretty good spirits. And it's about time to go home.